Hello, this is Tony Heller from RealClimateScience.com, setting the record straight about history. In this video, we're going to time travel backwards 4 months ago to February. Democrats and the press had just failed to impeach President Trump, and he gave the State of the Union address. The president said, "America's enemies are on the run, America's fortunes are on the rise, and America's future is blazing bright. In just 3 short years, we've shattered the mentality of American decline, and we've rejected the downsizing of America's destiny. We're moving forward at a pace that was unimaginable just a short time ago, and we are never going back." 4 months ago, the future was looking very bright, and President Trump was cruising towards an electoral landslide. But all of this good news was unbearable for Democrats who were still angry about losing power 4 years ago. So Speaker Pelosi responded by tearing up the president's speech. All of this good news and America's success was the last thing Democrats wanted to hear. Tearing up the president's speech was one of the most despicable moments in U.S. history, but the Democrats were just getting started. Imagine we're back in February and someone would have predicted that in 4 months there would be 40 million Americans out of work. Our schools would be shut down, there would be no amateur or professional sports, and you would not be allowed to go to church. All concerts were banned, theaters would be shut down, and all of our museums would be closed. Most small businesses would be forcibly closed by state and local government, people were told not to shake hands, and people were told to keep their faces covered. Nobody would be allowed to congregate in large groups except for rioters and looters, and cities would be defunding their police departments. If someone would have made this prediction to you 4 months ago, you probably would have written them off as a lunatic. But here we are 4 months later, and that's exactly the reality we're facing. One Democratic governor after another started quarantining their healthy population at the same time they were sending very sick people into nursing homes. Both of these ideas were both unprecedented and insane. For thousands of years, mankind has understood to quarantine sick people, but nobody has ever tried quarantining healthy people before. The World Health Organization says that it's very rare for healthy people to spread coronavirus. The idea of locking down healthy people was not based on science. A sane policy would have been based on protecting the populations at risk, not destroying the lives of those at low risk. The lockdowns never made any sense, and they caused massive economic devastation. 40 million jobs lost so far. That idea was incredibly perverse, but possibly even more perverse was that Democratic governors sent very sick people into nursing homes. Governor Cuomo of New York sent more than 4,000 sick people into nursing homes with a disease that was known to kill old people. Other Democratic governors like Whitmer of Michigan did the same thing. At the same time as they were sending sick people into the nursing homes, these governors banned entry to the nursing homes by the residents' families. Nobody was there to protect or advocate for the residents, or even to see the catastrophe which the governors were creating. It's difficult to imagine a strategy which could create more death and economic devastation than the one the governors came up with. 4 months ago, this would have been called conspiracy theory, but now it's American history. 4 months ago, the economy was booming, things were looking great across America, President Trump's re-election chances looked fantastic, and Bernie Sanders was leading the Democrats' race. Democrats were desperate in February when this cartoon came out. The cartoon pretty much predicted what Democrats were about to do. They got rid of Bernie Sanders and they blamed the disaster they created on President Trump. The last thing they wanted was for America to succeed under President Trump, and the rest is history. Russia collusion was a scam. The impeachment was a scam. Catastrophic climate change was a scam. The huge death counts forecast for COVID-19 were also a scam. They were not based on science. And more than half of the deaths which did occur in the United States occurred in states where the governors forced sick people into the nursing homes. States with Republican governors who took care of their elderly population, like Florida, fared much better. Democratic politicians have been a complete disaster for America this year. And in their most recent act, Democratic governors are showing us that their social distancing rules are also a scam. At the same time they're keeping people from going to church, they're allowing mass gatherings of rioters, looters, and protesters. Ayn Rand said, "The hardest thing to explain is the glaringly evident which everybody had decided not to see." What's going on in America right now isn't very subtle, and people need to keep their eyes open. We need to put an end to Democrats tearing up America. I'm doing my part, and I hope you will too. And visit Toto on the web at realclimatescience.com. He's been pulling back the curtain on junk science and propaganda for a long time.